Wow, we're back. Welcome to Paradise Lost, a show where my friends and I have decided we're all friends now. Play Dungeons and Dragons.
It's been definitive now.
Yeah, I've solidified that.
Yay.
Yay us.
Yay us.
We really did it.
Beautiful.
We did it.
Who would have thought?
My name
Not me.
is Kiana, and I played Nereza for
Allegedly.
our Barovia, allegedly.
If that's your opinion.
Shut up.
It's not my opinion. That's my opinion. Have you guys seen that video?
Yes.
For the Barovia campaign.
Yeah.
This is our Paradise Lost recap. A little slice of paradise.
Yep.
And today we're looking at episode 8, From Dust to Dust.
I remember that one.
Without further ado, I think this is the one where I have my fantastic acting. No, that's the next one. That's the next one.
Next one.
Yeah.
You have some solid.
Yeah.
But that we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. So
That's
hold
the
your
next
horses.
episode.
Don't
Right.
even worry about
Don't
it.
even
This
worry.
is 8. That was 9.
Or skip ahead.
Oh yeah.
Skip this one.
You're going to miss this one.
That's
This
true.
is a good one.
You could-
You stick around.
Is this a good one, David?
I think all of them are great. I think this one's a pretty good one.
This
'cause,
one-
this is where it starts ramping up.
Okay.
It ramps up,
Yeah.
and also things just constantly get worse.
Don't
Yeah.
skip it.
Don't
This
skip
is
it.
this is the beginning of a very long, very
This
bad
is-
day.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just tell me if this resonates.
No.
End of the day. That's not this episode.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Stick around for next episode, but
Nope.
definitely want
This
to
is,
episodes.
this is the one that tells you what the heck we're going to be doing for the next 30. So
Yep.
this is kind of a big deal.
All right. Then I
so
can't wait to get into it. I'm sorry for
our-
interrupting this far, but I'm going to interrupt a little more and let you get into it in just a second.
Our
Hit it. You don't.
Our group began their journey to the Vistani encampment outside the village of Barovia with their new allies Ismark and Irina beside them. I'm not sold on Irina yet. Shortly into this journey, a skeletal horse and skeleton rider intersected with the group on the road, adding to the haunting nature of the Valley of Barovia.
Oh, yeah. We obliterated.
Yeah,
Fuck
'cause-
you.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure.
You guys.
I think Steven.
Steven,
Yeah, because I think he blew it up, right?
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck the shit out of that skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't even think the skeleton had like a hit. Like I
Yeah.
regretted even having you guys roll initiative on it.
Yeah. Like it was not a fight. It was dead
It was
immediately.
a 45-minute battle for one turn.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that
wasn't that
long.
fun.
No.
It
It's
was
usually how it,
It
goes,
was a pretty quick because I thought it was good. I was like, oh, we're gonna die. Like I was like a skeleton horse. That's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was done, and I was
honestly,
Just
the
bones.
thing was
Just
kill,
bones.
the
Get
thing
out of here,
was just
skeleton
killing
man.
the vaping.
Yeah.
By the way, like it could
Really?
I could have just walked by and it
Oh, that's
wouldn't
fucking
happen.
hilarious.
You
Right.
guys shot it.
I don't trust anything.
It was great.
The haunting nature of the Valley of Barovia, which means you kill on sight, ask questions later.
That's right.
Eventually, the group makes their way to a crossroad. In between the paths was a standing wooden platform with a humanoid figure hanging limply from the rope above it. Inspecting the figure, they found that the person was an exact replica of Lord Farquaad, except with pitch black long hair instead of red. On the platform was a letter detailed to this dead Lord Farquaad.
Pretty rude.
This letter discussed its belief that they were chosen for a sacrifice, that Lord Farquaad even reassured the writer it would be okay, and that Lord Farquaad always did say, from dust to dust.
That is her.
That sounds like her, yeah.
Yeah. No.
She
When
never
has she
shuts
ever
up
not
about
said
that.
dust to
That's-
dust?
Carissa's just like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's her trademark.
What
We
the
hear that from
fuck?
behind. Oh, here
Yeah.
comes Lord
Lord
Farquaad.
Farquaad. It's classic.
That's our call sign.
hey guys, from
From
dust
dust
to
to
dust.
dust.
Classic.
Before she goes to bed, every day, every day.
Every day.
Following the inspection of this halfling, a large collection of nature creatures called blights began to emerge from a nearby forest and attack the team. Lord Farquaad showed her power by summoning bolts of lightning from the clouds above to demolish many of these creatures.
That's good. That's good.
That was a really cool moment, I
Yeah.
think.
That is a cool.
Because, they're not hard creatures.
That's a cool
No.
moment.
Well,
with the
obviously,
blights.
we'll obviously kill.
That's probably the best one with the blights.
Yeah.
In this
Definitely top
campaign.
3.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look, nothing crazy ever happened.
Just can't wait.
Working together.
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 David, you're on that side of the table now. You have
Right.
to say together when we say together.
Together.
You're not the captain
Thank
no
you.
more.
You're not the captain this time.
Okay. The group grabbed the final blight and hugged the blight until it exploded from being pressed tightly.
Yep.
So much like a wine press, like a great press to make wine.
Okay.
Following this fray,
I like
I don't
that.
know.
It was a mighty hug.
Moving on.
Big hug.
Yeah.
There was a
And
familiar
we
figure
screamed together during-
emerging
it was
from
really
the
beautiful.
forest.
Oh my god.
Immediately moving to defend Irina and Strahd, everyone stood ahead of Irina, blocking the path to her. Through this encounter of toying with the group, mentioning that Lord Farquaad continues to impress him, Strahd dodged an arrow from Nereza, and as he smiled, suddenly
hard
Nereza's
choices.
mind was charmed, and now she believes Strahd to be a friend and ally.
Hey, good job, Nereza.
Beginning of a really bad day.
So bad. Oh my god. Strahd left the group with oh my god, that's right. This is like the thing that took forever to get through because we're like, oh, he's gonna come back. Oh, he's gonna come back. And because he says, I'm gonna come back the next day. Commanding Nereza to broker
Yeah.
an agreement for them willingly to give Irina to him.
Yep.
I still think, my plan was pretty solid.
There were a lot of
Right.
discussions of
lot.
like, we'll just split time.
Yeah.
We'll get
Split
Irina
custody.
2 weeks of the month.
Yes.
And Strahd will get her the other 2.
Divorced parents.
It was great.
My main memory was I feel like this is very important.
Tell it.
This is like integral to the story. Is that Strahd would be completely disabled if we just build
A hut.
a hut,
You have to understand.
a momentary
Yes.
hovel, okay, that we could
We
stay
don't
in.
invite him in.
Yeah, and we just
We just have
hear
to
him
call it a
knocking.
home.
We hear him knocking. He says, "Hello, may I come in?" And we don't
Say-
open the door.
What?
We don't open the door.
It's crazy because we say
Checkmate.
no, and he
Yeah.
can't come in.
No, and you know what? It's gonna come up later that, well, it's come up now. He's a fan of charming people, but he couldn't charm us if he couldn't see us. So we just don't open the door,
Right.
and that would have completely disabled him.
It's like when the solicitors come to your door, you just pretend you're not home. And that would have worked out perfectly.
Oh.
As the group made their way to the Vistani camp, Timothy took Lord Farquaad aside and told her that when they left the death house, Timothy had taken a book from the house, but it had turned to dust.
Pocket sand.
But the day of Chaos's funeral, Timothy checked his possessions and found that the book had reformed with a note inside. Whatever did this, the note indicated that it knew what the team had been doing.
Wild.
More secrets that were kept from the group. Following this, the group arrived at the Vistani camp, many of which were simply partying and getting drunk. The team made their way to the largest tent of the fortune teller, Madame Ava. I love that for you. She offered to give them their fortune and begin prophesizing over them and their journey to come. She pulled out several cards from a tarot card?
Tarocca.
Taroka.
So that's how I've only ever
Deck.
seen it written out.
The bishop, the conjurer, the abjurer, the horseman, and the marionette. The bishop card tells of history, knowledge of an ancient that will help you better understand your enemy. What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond the set of amber doors. This is when you can see both me and Brandon furiously writing, trying to capture everything
Well,
that he's
I
saying.
did say during this prophecy
Yeah.
scene, I started it and was like,
You guys might
by the
wanna
way,
write this down.
you guys might want to write this
And we
down.
looked at each other and was like, say less.
This is basically like the outline of
Yeah.
direction.
Of the whole adventure.
Yeah.
And then we unofficially became the writers of the group. The conjurer tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. I see a dead village drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into the world.
It's really transparent. How do we know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's
They're
really
like,
Just
so,
like,
if
God
you're
damn
brand
it.
new, if you haven't watched the show at
Yeah.
all, it's so cryptic, but like it's so obvious to them now, and it's great.
The abjurer card is a power of strength, or is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. The horseman sheds light on one who would help you greatly in your battle against darkness. The man of death named Aragol will forsake his dark lord to serve you, to serve your cause.
He's a forsaker.
He's great.
Beware, he has a rotten soul.
Cryptic.
Write that down.
Cryptic.
Rotten soul.
Cryptic.
Pretty fucking plain, actually.
Pretty clear.
Never put
Pretty clear.
stuff together.
Pretty clear.
Are you sure? I mean, I feel like we kind of did.
That is the one thing that is extremely clear.
Maybe someone put the 2 and 2 out of mind in the hopes of getting some of that.
Look, he's great.
Yeah.
But-
Well, when we arrived to
Tarkdal and Hansa. Tarkdal. Oh my god, I cannot speak.
Tark, Doll, and Handsome.
Doll and Handsome.
Women have unreasonable body expectations.
Oh my god.
They want us to be Tark,
Doll,
Doll, and handsome. Unreasonable. Okay,
All of those
please.
things.
Okay, that's. I could go on, but
women
please.
literally want one thing. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude, you're telling me.
Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. The Marinette will lead you straight to him. Look to great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. He waits nearby. Although cryptic, most of them actually, like, reading them are pretty straightforward. Like, she tells you exactly where to go.
Oh yeah.
Some type of direction is still incredibly appreciated. But as they left the tent, Timothy felt compelled to look at the book. Looking at it, there was a new writing saying, "Do you trust them? Do you trust the Vistani?" Upon speaking to it, more words came up. A conversation was had between the book and Timothy, which he never told anyone. And honestly,
yeah.
where is that book now?
That's a theme.
Yeah,
Sure,
it
it's in my
really
stuff.
is.
Not telling people anything.
I'll look for it another day.
I will say,
You guys
told
are
you,
ass.
I told you exactly when it happened. Okay, everyone else is a secret.
Look,
keepers.
just because
was
you and
not.
I are on the same team, there's fucking 6 of us.
That's true.
You know,
You're true. You're right. You're
It's a
right.
problem.
The
see a
book
lot of,
declared the
spite.
Vistani
A lot of anger.
to not fight for anyone. Oh, yeah, actually, I really agree with the book here. Okay, the book declared the Vistani not to fight for anyone, and then
Right.
convincing Timothy to stealing from them would be justified.
It convinced Brandon. Like, yes,
The-
you're right.
Yes, sir. Gonna steal
The
from them.
final line simply said, "Mask." So
Now
Timothy
remember-
started a rap career.
He stole a necklace with the symbol of mask. A connection I had not made.
I didn't either.
Yep. I didn't know it stemmed from that. I mean, obviously, you didn't.
Oh.
I don't know when I made that connection.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well,
Well, he sure as hell didn't tell us that, did
Right.
you?
It's
Not that it
leading-
would have mattered.
Elements were already starting to happen for him, but yeah, they stemmed from the symbol early on.
Really good.
But-
But that happened, and then 2 months happened, and then everything. Because when we came back
There was a downtime.
from Subarus,
you decided to make a different. When did you decide to make the change?
like Timmy or Brandon.
You. Who? You're Brandon. Come on. I'm
like,
so mad.
am
like
I?
go down this road.
Am I?
Go down this road.
You okay?
It had to be
Yeah.
It had to be.
before we even started recording, right? Because that's when everything.
Well, so here was the thing: is that the first quest line we went through, dealing with Suvarus and the kobolds and everything, that was March last year, and then a
2020.
a bad year started.
Oh,
and
2020.
we took like a month and a half off. It was
Yeah.
during
because
April.
something happened.
It was during April.
I wonder
we
what.
had started the Lastrodia campaign, and so stuff was still on our D&D was still on our mind, and Brandon came to me during that month and was like, "Hey, I know how I want to level up Timothy as I go."
Okay.
And he came to me and said that he wanted to eventually become a cleric. But
Imagine that 2 different spell casting modifiers.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
yeah. So with religion in D&D,
I had to get a feat to raise my wisdom to 13 just so I
Right.
could do it.
Oh my god.
religion's like my favorite part of this game. And so I told him, I'm like, okay, we need to come up with a plan then on how does this who's this gonna be? How does it happen? Because there's no like, I don't want us to get there and then just be like, and Timothy is religious to this person.
Yes.
now.
So in
that's
that
why
I was prepared to do when I told him too. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
So when in that question you thought I've got this necklace from with the symbol of mask.
the necklace had
was-
not even been procured yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was because our first session back was once we felt safe to actually start doing this again. So it was like we came up with the plan, and all he knew was who it was going to be to this entity. He did not know. I did not tell him beforehand of like, there's going to be the necklace. There's going to be the book.
Oh, so it all just
Like
started
obviously,
just,
he really
adding
described the
up.
necklace of the mask, and I was like,
Yeah, as soon as I described it, Brandon knew. But it was
lips were.
Brandon and I talked about it often, that the elements of the story were making itself as we went. It was kind of bizarre for some of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but you know,
Very much so.
there's patterns.
Since
of you,
this wasn't addressed at all.
there's
No.
patterns of you
Considering-
starting to
right.
become
Yeah.
Yeah.
a religious man, with the mask
Yeah.
and the
Religious
god.
of some kind.
Oh,
yeah, and
the morality is for
and-
sure there.
and
Yeah.
it'll come to fruition in the future. But I Colton, I'm noticing the patterns now, and I'm
Colton's
willing to address
picking up
it.
what you're putting down.
Because this part that
Put some more
Kiana was going into was Mask basically
Yeah.
convincing Timothy it's justified to steal,
To do some
from these-
bullshit.
I
to
was like,
steal
two
from
fucking
these
right,
people.
mates. Let's get crazy.
Yeah, he got
Whether or
crazy.
not that was a good decision or not, that's
Oh,
I don't know
It's up to me.
because
yeah.
and I say
Timothy cast invisibility and tried to loot the tents and the wagons of the Vasani, making off with a potion and a longsword.
yes. A longsword.
So that
do
he
we-
cannot use.
And a potion, a very specific potion that was used
Oh, so much later.
so much
So
later.
much later.
So it
So
was
should we
good.
just
say what it was?
Let's not even
It
say
was,
what it was.
effective.
I had.
Wait for 25 more episodes.
I stole a potion.
Stole a post from
it
Sonic.
worked out.
Lips are
After
sealed. Skip ahead 20 episodes.
after he stole that,
You would expect something.
the rest of the
Yeah.
group, we all left the tent and we started hanging out with the Vistani. We were trying to figure out where we're going to go next after that prophecy. So that's all that happened. And thanks for taking the time to listen to our little slice of paradise.
Man, I'm really glad I interrupted with that whole fucking religion spiel.
I think it's a good thing to get into at some point.
Oh, yeah, for
though,
sure.
because like
It's a lie.
I prepped a lot of going into that and transitioning to make it feel natural.
Yeah.
When it started to happen.
And I
know
talked
that
about it a total of probably 3 times. So.
But it felt natural.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it was
did, yeah.
mysterious and fucking bullshit that you didn't tell us.
Right.
But yeah, it felt good.
Nobody tells me.
Nobody tell me nothing.
that was I mean that was the thing, was that like I felt like we needed to at least have some kind of prep for it, because building the narrative and stuff, I really didn't want us to get to a point where it's like, okay, and now the character of Timothy Two Toes, who's just a bard chilling and vaping, is now religious.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It
can
took a
wear
long time.
heavy
Yeah.
armor. And like
That's really the main reason is because my AC was so low.
Yeah.
And then I got
It took months in real time for him to like actually become religious.
Yeah.
And that's because Brandon had this very specific level on when he wanted to multi-class into the cleric. And I took that into account for the timing through the whole thing.
Stay tuned
Stay tuned.
to come.
It's really cool. It was so fun doing that.
It was all David.
Come.
It's all coming together.